Hi, it's starting to snow outside here in southeastern Pennsylvania, and as you can see, I'm not really dressed for the snow. I'm not prepared for it. And sometimes we're not prepared for the storms that life brings us. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that in your morning cup of inspiration. Yeah, storms. Sometimes they can come up out of nowhere. I remember a few summers ago, I was playing golf with some friends, and we didn't know that there was rain in the forecast, and all of a sudden the sky got dark and those clouds opened up, and we were soaked. We didn't have rain gear. We weren't prepared for it, and the result was we were shivering, we were cold. By the time we got back in and got to our cars, we were drenched. And you know, that happens to us in life, doesn't it? Sometimes a storm will come up out of the blue, a problem you didn't anticipate, a situation you didn't anticipate. And maybe you're in that situation today. Maybe you just got some bad news. I'll never forget when we got the news that Beth had stage 4 cancer. Boy, that was certainly a terrible storm that I never saw coming. But you know what? God knew about it. And in the Bible, in Mark chapter 4, verses 35 to 41, there's an interesting story about Jesus and the disciples. Jesus had been among the crowds and he had been preaching, and he said, let's go out into the lake, let's kind of escape the crowd. And they got into a boat, and later on, a massive storm came up. It said a furious squall happened, and they were taking water onto the boat, and the disciples were in a panic, and Jesus was asleep in the stern of the boat. And they were starting to freak out and thinking they were going to die, and they woke up Jesus and they said, Master, don't you care that we perish? And Jesus got up and he calmed the storms and he calmed the sea, and he said, do you guys still struggle with your faith? Do you still not believe? And you know, sometimes I think Jesus says that to us. We've been through the storms in life, and he's always been there with us. He's always pulled us through, but we forget. And when the next storm happens, we tend to panic. So how do you prepare for those storms? You stay close to the Lord. You read the Word. You keep his hope and his faith and his love alive in your heart. And then when that storm comes, you realize he's in the boat. He can calm that storm at any time. He just has to speak the word. So know that you are not alone today. You are not in that boat alone as you're facing that storm. The Lord is with you. Just cry out to him. Ask him for help. Ask him to calm the storms, and he'll pull you through. Thanks so much. I'll see you soon for another morning cup of inspiration.